Well, Baba, you're about to go on your first playdate. How are you feeling? No, that's great. I thought it would be best to introduce you to other children your age. Social interaction is an important skill, after all. Even though I'm worried, you'll have a great time. I'll make sure of it. The park's only a few steps away. That's where we're supposed to meet my friend and their baby. You do remember me talking about them, right? Baba? In any case, I'm excited for you all to finally get acquainted. This meeting is long overdue. Look, Baba, it's the park. Are you excited? Wonderful. Just keep your eyes out for... Kyle! Hi! Oh my goodness, Bonin, you scared me. Sorry, I'm just excited to see you. We haven't met in person for, what, over a year now? Has it really been that long? Yeah. Granted, you were lost in space for quite a bit of that time, but still. Nothing but phone calls for that long made you feel like a robot voice more than a person. I sincerely apologize for my absence. I was... I get it, don't worry. Having a baby takes up all your free time. Never said it was a bad thing, really, yo. You know your papa loves you more than anything. I'll happily give up all my free time to take care of you. God, goodness, I didn't even see you there. How are you doing, Raelio? Come on now. Come on now. You can use your big boy words and say hi to Dada's friend. He can talk? He can, but he doesn't like to. But we're working on that. Aren't we, Raelio? Oh. Speaking of my child, are you going to introduce me to yours? Right, my apologies again. This is Baba. Oh, my goodness, they are so cute. Can you say hello to Baba, Raelio? I meant with your big boy words. Please. For me. I'm so sorry. No, there isn't an issue. Baba wouldn't be able to understand it anyways. I'm still trying to teach them words outside of their home language. Oh, fun. And how's that going? It's fine. All is progressing smoothly. I'm really happy to hear that. Raelio, are you ready to play with Baba? That's great. Be sure to play nice, got it? Thank you. Now, you two go have fun. Aren't you gonna let Baba join in, Kyle? Oh, Baba is shy, so I promised to walk them around the playground. Oh, that's not a problem. I'll walk with you. Look, Baba, there's Raelio. He's waiting for you. I'll just sit you down. We'll be on the bench over here if you need something, kids. Right. I'll just be over here. I won't be too far. Alright, Baba? Okay. Raelio has some really big claws. Ugh, I know, right? I gave him tons of scratching toys and told him that if he doesn't file them down, they'll start to curve back at him, but he just doesn't listen. Out of curiosity, has he ever scratched anyone? Not to be rude or anything, Baba has such sensitive skin, and don't worry, he may act tough, but he's a real sweetie. Wouldn't hurt a bug. I assumed as much. I'm just anxious, I suppose. I'll say, you've never sounded this out of sorts before. Not even when you got back from the new planet. I'm not trying to be, Relax. I felt the same way when I first sent Rolio on a playdate. One of the kids he was meeting that could spit acid, and let me tell you, I was a mess that day. Oh, I remember. You called me right in the middle of an important business meeting. Just keep in mind that we can see them both from here, and if anything starts to go wrong, we're only a few steps away. That's true. I really shouldn't be indulging my worries so much. Exactly. This is our time for a little break. Enjoy it. You wouldn't mind if I asked a few questions, would you? About what? About Baba, of course. They and the planet you discovered have been the talk of the solar system ever since you got back home. I'm well aware. The reporters still won't give me a break. Don't waste any brain power on them. You'll stress yourself out. My only questions were about Baba themselves. By all means, ask them. Where did that name come from anyways? And it was their name on the home planet, at least from what I could gather. I figured it'd be best to keep at least some ties to their home culture. I didn't want them to feel alienated from it. Good thinking. If my parents did that, I would have had a much easier time in my teen years. That was my thought process as well. How old are they exactly? I don't know for certain. According to the doctor's estimates, they're between 8 and 10 months old now. Wow. Last time we called, you said it was 5 to 7. I've just been as surprised as you are. It feels like time passed me by. It almost makes me worried. It's as if, before I know it, I'll be a full-fledged adolescent, maybe even adult. You've really changed, you know that? Past you never would have stopped to be all sentimental like this. I've noticed that too. It's as if finding them turned me into an entirely different person. Whatever changes have you been hiding from me? I never wanted to deceive you. I suppose I just never felt the need to mention them. It's as if I've been this way forever, almost like my life didn't truly begin until now. I really don't want to interrupt your staring off into spaceness, but that didn't answer my question. We're in a park, not your subconscious. You're right. My apologies. I've been wrapped up in my head so much recently that I forgot what it's like to talk to others. Don't worry about it. Now, spill the details. What has Baba done to you? Oh, everything. For example, I've been hugging them practically non-stop. Wait, hugging? As in physical contact? That is the definition of hugging, yeah. Wow, you really know how to make a friend jealous. I apologize, Fawnin. I didn't realize. I was being sarcastic. At least we know your lack of humor hasn't changed. Fawnin? Yeah, while we're on the topic of change, there's something I've been meaning to tell you. About my cruise, I mean. Really? What is it? I told you that I simply wanted some recreational time, but that was a lie. I apologize. Why would you lie about that? Because I wanted to get away from everything. Work, relationships, all of that. I needed to do some soul searching. Alone. You could have told me that. But you had so much work ahead of you from having a kid that I didn't want to make you feel like a burden. I didn't want you to worry that you were the reason I was leaving. Please, I know you wouldn't do that to me. You were worried about nothing. Even so, the last thing I wanted was to hurt you. Oh, thank you. You're really nice when you want to be, Kyle. I elect to ignore the second half of that statement. Thank you. Anyways, before that cruise, every waking moment was dedicated to my job. I wanted to nurture my career so it would grow into a passion, but no matter how much effort I poured into it, it felt like I wasn't advancing at all. I was worried that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to, that I lacked purpose, and that's why I left. I needed to find what my purpose was. Did you find it? Yeah. Baba has been nothing short of a blessing to me. I love them with every fiber of my being, and I'd do anything to ensure their happiness. There you are again, being all sentimental. They really have changed me, that's for certain. I'll be honest, I used to be jealous of you. Really? Indeed. Seeing you start a family, raise a little one on your own, teach him how to live and love, that made me jealous. So tough, old no-nonsense me didn't want to admit it, but now I can say with full confidence that having a little goofball to take care of makes life more fun. Even if it is messy or exhausting sometimes. Wow, you really are full of surprises. I suppose I am. I even surprised myself with that revelation. I'm just happy that you're happy, Kyle. You deserve a good life. Thank you. I wish the same for you, Fawnin. And for Aurelio too, of course. Oh, thanks. I'd say the same, but I don't even need to wish that for Baba, because I already know that they have a great parent. Do you really think so? I know they do. Just seeing how they look at you, I know you're their world. Is something wrong? No, I'm simply wondering. How long did it take Aurelio to start talking? I think 3 months. It was about as long as it takes for most species anyways. What about walking? A few minutes? Right, I knew that. What's going on, Kyle? Please, ignore me. I don't want to burden you. You'll never be a burden to me, you know that, don't you? I do. I suppose I'm just feeling insecure. But why? Do you remember when I told you that I was teaching Baba how to communicate in our language? Yeah, I remember 5 minutes ago. That was another lie. My apologies. I did try to enroll them in a language class at one point, but it never went anywhere. They couldn't make any of the proper sounds or write any letters. They just kept scribbling. Well, everybody learns at different rates. Just keep putting in that effort and I know they'll learn one day. but they speak their home language, so I know they can talk, but for some reason, they aren't learning anything. Hey, every parent worries about their kid. It's alright to feel stressed. Remember that they still have plenty of time to learn. But that's not even the only thing I'm panicking about. They can't move on their own. Really? Not at all? They couldn't even sit up on their own until last month. I dread to think how long it will take for them to start walking. If they ever start walking. So that's why they've been sitting still this whole time. I was worried Relia wasn't letting them play. You're right about that being unusual, but don't beat yourself up over it. It might just be a thing for their species, who knows? Perhaps. Oh, maybe I'm just a bad parent. Why would you ever say that? Look at us. They can't walk, talk, or write at all. I'm sure if they were with their own species, they'd be a genius by now. Don't say that, Kyle. You're gonna get lost in your own head again. Breathe. That's it. Now, remember what you told me about the day you two met? You said that their own species left them outside to freeze. If it wasn't for you, Baba wouldn't be here today, so don't badmouth yourself like that. Born in. What? Did I say something wrong? No, on the contrary, I've never seen you get so agitated before. Well, I felt insecure before too, about my parenting skills, but you're a wonderful parent. Exactly. We all get insecure from time to time. Every parent worries about not being good enough, and I can only imagine that insecurity doubles when you're parenting someone of a different species. But I promise, Baba adores you more than anything else. Do you really think so? Of course, you're that kid's entire world. I know that when they're all grown up, they're gonna brag to all their friends that you are the reason they turned out so great. Wow, I really don't know what to say, Bornin. Thank you. You don't need to say anything. Just remember that you're doing the best you can. And that's all anyone can ask for. And I've seen how hard you work. When you put your best into something, you don't quit until it's perfect. I don't see anything different happening here. Thank you. Baba loves you more than you know, Kyle. And if they could talk, I know they'd be saying that for themselves. Thank you for this talk. I didn't realize how much pressure I've been putting myself under. Don't worry, Baba. I'm just... you're crawling, Baba. You're crawling. Come here. Oh my goodness, I am so proud of you. See? I told you they love you more than you know. Is that why you crawled over to me? Because you wanted to be with me? Oh, I love you too, Baba. Hi, Relio. Did you see what Baba just did? If there's something you want, you need to use your words. Yeah, why don't you whisper to me? Would you be more comfortable with that? Relio says he wants to play too. Oh, in that case, I suppose we're all going to be playing together. Yes, that means I'll play with you, Baba. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. You're the best baby anyone could ever ask for.